Symptoms of ADHD typically arise or become apparent when the child enters into a more structured educational setting. And the first sign is oftentimes hyperactivity. That's particularly true for children that are showing more of the hyperactive and impulsive subtypes. And so they're just going to show a lot of behavior. They simply behave too much, a lot of verbal and motor behavior. And that's noted in the child's difficulties with stopping and thinking, with waiting their turn, interrupting. For individuals with the inattentive type of ADHD that's not associated with impulsivity, then we're going to see those symptoms become apparent later in middle to late childhood, and they're going to struggle with resisting distractions. They're going to have a hard time with following through on tasks independently, remembering to follow through on tasks without reminders. So for children that are showing the more hyperactive and impulsive behavior, then I would expect those symptoms to arise earlier in early childhood, probably just as soon as they start to enter into a more structured educational setting, and when those task demands become more challenging. And so they can arise as early as preschool or kindergarten. So specifically for that inattentive subtype of ADHD, sometimes the impairment doesn't show up until later, when expectations to work independently, follow through on assignments, remember, and be organized become more difficult. I think one of the common mistakes that all of us make is we kind of blame the child. We make the child wrong because their behavior is very frustrating for us. And so we're using a lot of corrections and a lot of punishment. We're talking to them a lot about their behavior. And really, when you're dealing with behavior in general, but specifically for kids with ADHD, talking to them is probably going to worsen their behavior. And using high rates of punishment and corrections is probably just going to cause more frustration. So the best thing to be doing to start off with, your foundation, is really catch your child being good, have very high rates of praise and positive interactions.